From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh, bop.
Of how I feed my long-spined sea urchin. If you think these guys aren't intelligent, you got another thing coming, because I put my clip down here, I move it a little bit where I want him to go, away from my little frag plugs over there, and look how he comes out. He sends out these long, soft feelers. If you can see them, they're softer versions of his spines. Finds that. Not only does he find it, but the snail comes over, and this is within seconds, not minutes, that they are devouring that algae sheet. Just basically a piece of nori sheet that I break off. I feed them at least twice a week, usually no less than about a square of about 3 to 4 inches square, and these guys go to town, baby. They definitely need to be fed. Just jumping on that, I'm just really kind of just trying to disavow that thought process that scavengers just eat what's laying on the floor in the tank. They need to be fed. For a long, healthy life of the animal, they need to be fed. You cannot rely on just the algae growing on the rock. As you can see, my rocks are clean. I don't brush them with the turkey baster. This tank rarely needs to be brushed just because it's just a smaller system, which is filtered a little more heavily with my built-in all-in-one that I built myself here. Basically, a filter pad catches everything in the water column. More of my work lies in keeping the glass clean, and you can't rely on these guys just eating what's basically growing sporadically, because that is not a regular source of food. They have to be fed like any other animal in nature. So these guys will devour that within the hour. If I give this 2 hours, I would say at the most, this sheet of algae will be gone. Now, a funnier note, my other huge Mexican snail tends to go into the hang-on refugium that I made, and let me show you that, because people never believe me, that he squeezes into the box and forces it down on one side, and there he is in there having a good old time eating the refugium algae. I like that he eats that nuisance algae, so I'll let him do that, and when it gets down to like a little piece, I'll usually get him out of there, and it regrows, and it's kind of a natural balance in the tank. If you guys haven't been following my channel, click subscribe, follow the channel, because you'll go back and you'll see how I set this tank up. This tank is meant to be a minimalist tank. That means no complicated equipment, no sensitive, crazy $1,000 lights. I have my Ocean Revive Arctic light that is running the system. It's not even on max. I've turned it up a little bit because I have more chalices and phyllias and stuff growing in here, so you can see them extending their polyps because I just fed the larger fish. I gave them some flake. On the bad note, they've kind of attacked my candy cane. You see I had that frag? Remember how small that potato chip was? Well, you can see how much bigger it's grown. Putting it there on both sides, it has definitely attacked the candy cane. Look how, remember that encrustment? Well, you see it's no longer encrustment. It's becoming like its big brother, and it is growing out from the rock. So just a very important thing to keep in mind, that these coral get aggressive. Look at the sweeper tentacles, even looking down toward the favias down there. So I'll probably have to move that soon. And the zinnia, this little part, growing too much, so I'll probably move that upstairs or move it into the molly tank. If you didn't catch my quick live stream earlier, I got another batch of molly fry, which are up there doing good, chilling. And in another video, I'll show you how I make this little hang-on molly safe haven. Doing good. I got about a dozen or so fry. They're doing good. I chose not to separate them because the other fish are behaving themselves. Even Einstein's behaving himself. He's coming out a lot more often, swims up to me, he's looking for food. He'll chase him off once in a while, but I haven't seen him do any damage. The babies are all over the place, growing fast. I'm feeding them on the my favorite Hikari First Bites. I like Hikari First Bites. I know people like to feed them live food. Live food is just kind of too much trouble for me to maintain with my busy schedule, and that has been doing the trick. I turned off the Aqueon since the babies are in there. I didn't want them getting caught up in the Aqueon. I mean the Aqua Clear rather. The Aqua Clear 30 that's hanging on the back for various reasons. A lot of condensation since I am getting warmer temperatures in the basement. You can see it's between 75 and 76. This tank is not running a heater. It's basically living within the parameters of the room, which I have felt has definitely inspired breeding. So I guess it's like the winter and spring transitions for fish, that they need those change in the seasons. I'm letting the algae grow on this branching rock because the natural feed habits of the molly are to eat algae, so I'm giving them some natural fauna to feed off. As you can see, they're definitely doing their job, and I'm going to feed them less flake. I'm just feeding the first bites and letting these guys kind of graze a little more often. So that's it for today's Sunday swim. And once again, the real topic of this is that you have to feed your cleaning crew. You have to feed your inverts. Do not rely on them just scavenging, because yes, they may survive, but they may not prosper, and you may even lose a few, which is usually the case in the long run. Beautiful pink tips on this Bacilliflora here. Beautiful, not pink, but purple tips since I started dosing the Kent additives. And I'm gonna leave you on this note. I was looking behind my little devil's hand leather in the back, and I found a piece of bird's nest that I may just put it back there because it seemed to have been growing. It's white. It's a piece of bird's nest, but I noticed yellow tips on it way back in the corner. It was way back in the corner. I don't even know if I did the right thing by moving it out, because I couldn't tell if it was bleached or if that was because, let me wipe the glass. I just did that with my hands. Smeared some water on there. But I just kind of found it in the back. It's a decent sized piece, and I'm gonna see where that comes out. I forgot I had a bird's nest way back in the day over there. Basically, between the urchins and that humongous snail, they basically broke it off, and I guess that little piece was in the corner. So I'll keep you updated as to how that does. I may put it back in a darker place because it seemed like it was doing good in the dark. Maybe I'll put it back there where I can kind of keep an eye on it, and I'll leave you with that. So until next time, this is D signing off. Click subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, and I'm gonna go have my coffee and chill as I always do. So until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'll give you an update on the 125 at a later date, but it's coffee time, people, so see ya. What's up, Einstein? He's like a pebble in the wind.